Hi Flosstube, it's Lori McCleary, Texstylust. Welcome to the 8th day of Vlogmas. Hi Flosstubies, it's Lori. Welcome back. Today's video is definitely going to be short and sweet because early this morning everything I had planned went out the window when I was given an opportunity to acquire something that I have been wanting since I was in my early 20s. If you take a little look off to the side of the screen, you're going to see what it is, and I'm going to show it close up. So today I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping, answer some questions, talk a little bit about upcoming demos, and then I'm going to show this little beauty right here, and we're going to call it a day because it's been an eventful day. I did have to travel out of town to go look at this and then pick it up. The very nice gentleman that I purchased it from helped me load it into the Jeep. It was a tight fit, but we managed to make it work. And I was able to get everything into the house. It comes in 2 pieces, and started, cleaning it up a little bit. But I did have to call my neighbor and ask him to come over and help me put the top on because lifting things over my head is just not something I can really do very well anymore. So before we get to looking at my new piece of furniture, I do want to talk about a few things. Where's my list? Okay. Okay. First thing, a couple of people asked me about this that sits on my coffee table. Sorry for the glare. It's almost dark and I have my recording light turned on. This is actually a gourd. I purchased this at something called the Bazaar, which is a Christmas bazaar that happens in Olympia, Washington, that is put on by the Olympia High School. The Olympia High School is the oldest high school in the area. I believe the first one was built in the late 1800s. The current location, I think, is its 4th location. It used to actually reside on what we call the Capitol grounds. Olympia is the capital of Washington, and the Capitol grounds have, of course, many different buildings, and the original one, or maybe it was the second one, used to reside on the grounds. But anyway, back to what this is. It's a gourd that an artist has, of course, scored and painted. And even the inside, let's see if I can show it without the glare, there is an image of a bear. And also on the top, there's an image of a bear. I love this. It's one of my best purchases I ever made. It was very inexpensive. I couldn't believe that the artist was letting it go for, I think I paid, I don't know, $30 for it. Anyway, it's just beautiful artistry. I love it. It definitely fits my decor, and I have it out most of the year. Sometimes I put it away, but it's going to stay there for now because I love the bears on it. Okay, I also had several questions about this ruler handle, and I love it. I found it when I was at the Shop Pop in Arizona in October. And I think it's a newer company, and I recognized right away that how handy this would be for smaller rulers. I'm going to put it close up so you can see the label. I think you can get these on Amazon. If not, maybe you might be able to find an online quilt shop. And the company is called Eversewn. And I think they were on sale when I bought it. I think I paid $7 for it. $5.50 or $7, but I wish I had gotten 2 because there are 2 small rulers that I use quite a lot, and I would like to have one for each so I'm not just moving it from ruler to ruler. Okay, I got about 75 requests for a needlebook tutorial. The needlebook I showed here, a lot of people really liked it, and I will do one, but I think that and maybe one more, I'm going to kind of slow the roll on tutorials because there's a lot of things that I want to cover, but I will commit to doing that sometime in the coming days or or the next couple of weeks. It's pretty simple to do. This one is a larger size than I normally do, but the concept is the same, and you can do it any size that you like. So I will show you how I was taught how to do these. What else do I have here? Wool applique demo is coming up, and I've started looking through some of my little charts. This is one that I've already done a couple of times. I did a little wool pillow for an exchange last year, and then I did this for me, which is what I originally purchased it for. I haven't did the stitching on it. This is only fused down and is in the frame, but it still needs to be stitched. So because I've already did this twice, I'm going to put this particular one in the bag for the giveaway for today. Speaking of the giveaway, thank you guys for being so kind and not giving me too much of a hassle for the word of the day yesterday. I was having all sorts of technical difficulties. There was a major upgrade to the iOS for Apple phones, maybe, well, it wasn't that long ago, 2 or 3 days, and it impacted iMovie, which is the software that I use to edit and upload my videos. So I was having all sorts of problems. It took my camera hostage. It wasn't going to let me in to use my photos or anything I had videoed, and I messed with it for a couple of hours. Now, granted, I have an IT background. I am not well versed in Apple products. I was a Windows person. But I finally figured it out and I got it to working again. But somehow in the second round of editing, I did not click the right thing and I missed it. So I'm going to put yesterday's word of the day here. So for today's word of the day, it will be somewhere in the video, but yesterday's I just showed. Okay, so here's one that I'm leaning towards. I need to do an exchange pillow. We're calling them bolies, but I'm leaning towards this, and if I do, then I will use this for the demo. This one is also high on the list, but I'd have to change it a little bit to make it into a little pillow because it's an ugly sweater, but I have a kit for that one. I have another kit for another ugly sweater ornament. So what I'll do is I'll make the ornament for myself, and then I'll make a second one and put it on a pillow as my exchange gift. And then these are a possibility too. I can make any of these into a little pillow. So that will be coming up in the next day or so. This new acquisition kind of put everything in a turmoil, so I'm going to be really focused on this because I can't wait to decorate it. So we'll see how it goes. I can't make any promises about what's coming tomorrow. I did have another question. A couple people asked about the red snowflake fabric, and here's what I have left of it, and here is the name. It is Winter Elegance by Sentimental Studios, and as I mentioned, this is very old fabric. I've had it for ages and ages and ages. I did not look today to see if there was any located online, but this potentially goes back to 2010 because I think that's when I worked part-time in a quilt shop in Olympia called wow, I can't remember what it was called. That's how long ago it was. Ruby Street. It was called Ruby Street. So I worked in the quilt shop, and I think that that's probably when I got it. Let's see. I wanted to talk about a new to me designer. I was looking for something on Etsy, and you know how it likes to suggest things for you, and this cross stitch, one of these that I'm going to show you, cross stitch chart popped up and I instantly fell in love. So I'm going to go ahead and put the name of that Etsy shop down below, and I'm going to throw up a few pictures here of the 4 different charts that I purchased. I'm going to wait for my clock to quit chiming. Isn't that a pretty chime? It chimes on the 1/4 hour, so I normally don't have it going, but because I was moving furniture around, it kind of started up. Okay, sidetrack, I'm getting squirrel today. I don't have the designer right in front of me, so again, I'm going to put it on the screen. And I bought 4 charts, but I could have bought a whole lot more. There's just something so whimsical and cheerful, and I don't know, it got me right in the feels. So I wanted to share that with you. As I said, I don't know exactly what order things are going to come in because I really need to finish that quilt. And because I was distracted today, that was one more day lost on working on the quilt. But I'm going to try to buckle down and get working on that. So we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, I really need to start decorating. I had started to get the urge, and I had pulled a few things out. You can see right there the beginnings of one of the trees. It's not decorated. It's not even fluffed. I just put it together, and there it is. So that's something I need to get working on. I did, when I was out yesterday, I picked up a can of spray paint, and I picked up a couple of used paperback books. So we're still going to have a tree demo, and we're going to have, I'm going to grab one of my other rumpled up Christmas trees, and I will do a short demo of how you spray those trees. So all that's coming up. So let's go look at my new acquisition. If you thought I was excited about finding the punch bowl, that was nothing compared to today. So I have been looking for a Hoosier cabinet since my early 20s. When a friend of mine bought something similar, hers was actually, she called it a kitchen queen. But I've looked at them ever since. I've never found one that either one I could afford or two was really the right style. And this one came up on Facebook Marketplace, and I inquired. It was a very, very reasonable price. I inquired, and the gentleman said, I have someone else coming to look at it first. You're the second person in line, and I'll let you know. So it was one town over, so he said he would let me know because I knew I had to come from a ways away. And he contacted me later in the morning and said the person before me who had looked at it thought that it would have more storage room. These really aren't as big as most people think. And she declined, and was I still interested? And that was a resounding yes. So I drove into the next town over and looked at it, immediately bought it. It was exactly what I wanted. It's one of the darker colors. A lot of them are in lighter colors. It's in pretty good condition. I'm not an expert on Hoosier cabinets. It is an actual Hoosier. He said that he had purchased it from his brother, who had acquired it in a house that he bought in Katy, Texas. So it has been in dry, arid Texas, and then it has been in dry, arid Central Oregon. And the only thing I've done so far is wipe it down and then give it a really good going over for part of it with Howard's Feed and Wax, which is right here. Thought I'd show that to you. I do that with a lot of my antiques. Sometimes that's all they need. This particular piece, the wood, was definitely very thirsty. I have went over it twice, and the Feed and Wax is just soaking in. So I'm going to try to do this and show you a few things. I'm just hand holding this, so I'm hoping not making you seasick. Okay, so it does have For those of you who don't know me very well, I am under 5 foot tall, so everything is a reach. So it does have the flower bin, and it's all the original, I'm not sure what that is. It's all the original metal. It has all the original hardware, which is in really good condition. And there's the sifter. And I haven't really cleaned that part yet. I can tell it has a cap on it and the cap needs to come off. I did vacuum it out from the top. Has the railing there. And this door. And again, I'm sorry, it's probably closer up than some of you want to be, but even the internal mechanisms, oops, I need to use the other arm. There we go. Are there, and they're still in good condition. They're not bent or broken. So that is the top. The bottom, it has a pull-out cutting board, and this has another shelf, and then this particular shelf also pulls out. And again, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed. And then just regular drawers, and this is a regular drawer, but it is a metal drawer. So that's my new piece. I am gonna do some restoration on it, nothing big. I need to, has the ubiquitous paint splatters on the side. That's really the only place I saw them. Basically, what I'm going to do is just take care of some scratches and keep it oiled, and I'll probably wax it as well. But that's my new piece, and I am so flipping excited. I cannot wait to decorate it. I kind of feel like it needs to have a white enamel turkey roaster on top, just like in the Homecoming from the Waltons. For the time being, it's going to live here in the house, mostly because I really just want to look at it, but it's eventually intended to go out into the sewing studio. That was always my intent. It's a little cramped in here now. What I used to have there was a small sewing machine cabinet with a spool cabinet on top that took up a little bit less space, but I'm still loving this, even though the corner is quite crowded now. I'm gonna make do and just really enjoy my new piece.